your badge. Take off your badge. Take off your badge.
Shalom, shalom. This is the brother Mawam coming back with a quick lesson. But before I get started, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, Bahasham, Harakak Wadash, and double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, who rule and teach well, and honors and salutations to the men of the Lord, doing the same, teaching the same. Okay, the title of this lesson would be Obey the Law. Okay, and in this situation, I'm not talking about the laws of the Bible. I'm talking about, the laws in this society, all right, and of this government of Esau, the so-called white man's system, okay, and you understand what I'm saying. Like, of course, you can't be driving the car without a license plate or inspection sticker or driver's license or insurance. So make sure you got your shit together. Make sure you obeying the law. And that goes for all aspects. Okay? Now, of course, if Esau, if his government is trying to make you take a deadly poison or to take the mark of the beast, all right, of course you reject that. Of course you don't cooperate. Of course, if you have to lose your job, you got to just quit that job. If they trying to make you take the mark of the beast or try to make you take a poison, against your will, of course you quit that job and just trust in Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shah to make a way. All right. The fashion of this place is going to pass away. All right, society is about to collapse. Jacob's trouble has already started. Okay, so be moving wise. Okay, and stand prayed up. Okay, but as you seen, the woman in the video, she obviously was a Israelite. One of the ones that wear the fringes. Okay, which is not wise, it's not circumspect, it's not expedient. Okay? And the elder apostles of Great Millstone already explaining why. And all of us, on down to the least of us, all of us did countless lessons on why you shouldn't be walking around in modern society with fringes on. Okay? And in the upcoming days, you're going to see why. Okay, in the upcoming days, you're going to see why you shouldn't be walking around with fringes on. Okay, and if you can't understand it, it's on you. It's on you. We're not going back and forth. We're not going backwards. We're moving forward. Okay. So this second Ezra 16 and 70. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. Okay? Okay? And, this really, like Elder Apostle Tahar said, this really pertaining to the 2/3 Israelites, because even though 2/3, they're lost, they're spiritually lost, they don't know what's going on, they don't know, they don't have the truth, but they still, to a certain degree, they naturally understand right and wrong. They naturally keep certain laws of the Bible without even having a clue, without even knowing. All right? So they fear the Lord, but not in truth, not in knowledge. All right? And, but they're not fully serving Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shah. Okay? And also we understand in Jacob's trouble, which has already started, but as it gets worse, of course, the government is going to come after those that have been, speaking against the New World Order exposing their New World Order agenda, okay, and exposing these devils, all right, and the wickedness, putting them on blast, putting them in the hot seat. All the wickedness that Esau, the so-called white man, has done and is continuing to do, he's being put on blast by the prophets and being exposed by the prophets of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. Okay? And their agenda is exposed. All right? Their great reset agenda is exposed. No one in the world trusts them. Okay? And their world is, all the lies been torn down by the prophets of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. And all the prophecies is commencing. Okay? So, yeah, the prophets is getting that great fame, like the scripture says, you know, or becoming, you know, infamous for speaking the truth. All right. So this devil, they're definitely going to come down. The scriptures tell you, okay. And I'm gonna be making a lot of points, so just bear with me. Revelation 12. All right, Revelation 12 and 17. And the dragon was wroth with the woman, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of Yahweh and have the testimony of Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. Okay, and the dragon is the revised, reborn Roman Empire. Okay, you know, which Babylon the Great America sits on top of that dragon. Okay, which in modern times would be the NATO and the EU nations. Okay, and guess what? They have secret meetings about you Israelites. You know, the Israelites are infamous or famous in these last days. Okay, the prophets of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, you know, and all the Hebrew Israelites, all the different camps and everything like that, all right, or what, or famous or infamous, you know. So you best believe, you know, behind closed doors, you know, when they're having these top secret meetings, they're talking about, you know, the Hebrew Israelites, okay. And it's going to get to the point where they're gonna you know, shut down the internet. Okay, shut down all apps and accounts and stuff permanently. You know, you won't be able to get back on YouTube. You know, the famine of the word, basically. The famine of the word, okay? So that we understand the time is coming to where it's going to go from preaching the word to being a pilgrim on the earth, to survival, to trusting in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah and being off the grid, okay? So we understand, you know, these devils is going to come down with great wrath on those that fear Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. Okay? So it says, and the dragon was wroth with the woman, and the woman represents the Israelites, but in particular it says what? The woman represents the 12 tribes, but it says what? And the dragon was wroth with the woman and went to make war with the remnant, talking about the elect. Okay, the ones that's what? Serving Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. All right, talking about the whole elect, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of Yahweh and have the testimony of Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. Okay, so this devil know according to prophecy, Esau know according to prophecy that they have a short time. All right, so let's go back to Romans 13. Okay, so don't be walking around with no fringes on. All right, Romans 13, and obey. You supposed to, you know, once again, like I said, obey the laws. Obey the laws. Pay your taxes. Go to work. You know, don't be stealing out of stores. You know, pay for your groceries. All right. You know, and avoid bullshit. Okay. You know, you got to be able to see bullshit from a mile away. You know, there's certain gas stations I don't go to. You know, because you can clearly see ignorant niggas is posted up outside. All right. So this Romans 13:1. Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there is no power but of Yahweh. The powers that be are ordained of Yahweh. Okay, so the Lord has granted Esau this kingdom, this dominion, this age where the white man is in power and ruling the world. But the Lord is coming to bring him down. That second leg of the Roman Empire, okay, which we're in. We're in the time of those toes. We're at the end of Nebuchadnezzar's image. And the second coming of the Lord is Yahweh Shah. He's coming with the angels and those so-called UFOs, all right, to implement the kingdom of heaven, to take over the earth and implement the kingdom of heaven. Okay? So we're to wait upon the Lord, all right? And learn this truth and you know, move accordingly. Okay? It says, whosoever therefore resists the power, resisteth the ordinance of the Most High, and they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation. For rulers are not a terror to good works, but to the evil. Wilt thou then not be afraid of the power? Do that which is good, and thou shalt have praise of the same. Okay? You know, and me personally, I never had a bad day with any police. Okay? Every time I got pulled over by a police officer or whatever, it always went smooth. Why? You know, because I was obeying the law, all right? And I was serving the Lord. I was serving Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shah, you know? Therefore, the Lord was spiritually protecting me, but also by me obeying the law, everything went smooth. You see? So it says, it says, for he is the minister of the Most High to thee for good, but if thou do that which is evil, be afraid, for he beareth not the sword in vain. For he is the minister of Yahweh, a revenger to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil. Okay? And the scriptures tell you the wicked was created for the day of evil. All right? So Esau has his purpose, you know, to Esau purpose, all right, is to punish, to be an oppressor to the Israelites, a belt or a whooping stick to the Israelites, all right? You know, but also the Lord put it in the minds of these scientists to create weapons of mass destruction, okay, to bring about, you know, to simultaneously bring about judgment on on themselves, okay, in multiple nations. All right. You know, because even though Babylon the Great America is prophesied to be completely destroyed in World War III, because all it's going to lose allies and everybody's going to team up against America, as prophesied in the Bible. But you're also going to have other nations, they're going to get hit with nuclear missiles too, you know, but they're not going to, you know, be wiped out. Okay. You know, only places prophesied, the land of Israel, all right, Matthew 24 in the first couple verses, okay, the land of Israel, the Lord promised, you know, to completely destroy, all right, I believe that Western Wall, okay, and also Babylon the Great America. Those are the two places that's prophesied to get completely bombarded and overwhelmed with nuclear missiles. All right. So it says, Isaiah 34:1, come near ye nations to hear, and hearken ye people, let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them, he hath delivered them to the slaughter. Okay? That's so the purpose of World War III, Book of Joel tells you that. The 3rd chapter. Okay? Let me see it, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna end it on this one. All right, so this Romans 2:29. But he is a Jew, which is one inwardly, and circumcision is that of the heart, in the spirit, and not in the letter, whose praise is not of men, but of Yahweh. And I brought this precept out to say, don't be, you got a lot of Israelites, they focused on the looks. They're focused on the looks, and they're not really born again. All right? They don't have the true name. If you don't have the true name of the Heavenly Father and His Son, which is Yahweh and Yahweh Shah, you're not in the truth. All right? And you're not of the elect. Okay, Ecclesiasticus 17:10. The elect gonna praise His holy name. Sirach 17:10. Okay? So if you don't have the true names, you're not in the truth. Okay? So make sure you got the true names. Make sure you stay prayed up. All right? And serve the Lord to the best of your ability. Want to end it and give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Harakak Badash, and double honors to the old apostles, great millstone, rule and teach well, and honors and salutations to the men of the Lord doing the same, teaching the same.